What's up, it's Tice, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you could quit your 9-to-5 job with this one-person business that'll be able to make you more money than what you're making right now from your 9-to-5 job. And if you're wondering how I know this or anything, my name is Tice, and I went from being a broke 16-year-old high school dropout, and I was working 12 hours a day at a tire shop, and I started this little phone flipping thing on the side, not thinking it was going to take me super far. And I was making a couple $100 a week at the start, and then I was actually able to make a couple $1,000s a week, and I ended up quitting my job and turning this into my full-time business, and now I make 5 figures a month from this phone flipping business. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you could do the exact same thing for yourself, because I've not only have I done it for myself, but I've also done it for multiple other people and helped other people quit their 9-to-5 jobs that live in different locations, are in different situations, and have less capital than I did to start. So I know exactly what to do and how to do it. I've tried every single method of phone flipping imaginable. I've done Facebook Marketplace outreach. I've ran ads. I've built private buyer networks. I've created systems so deals come in 24/7. And after seeing what works for me and the thousands of people that I've actually coached, I've put together literally an ultimate one-person phone flipping model that will get you to $10,000 a month. That'll get you to that $10,000 a month range and help you quit your 9-to-5 job and make more money than you were making before, right? So there's a specific system that I had set for this. So it had to be simple, right? So anyone could start with almost no experience. Next thing is it had to be scalable. So one person with the right system could flip 50, 80, even 100 phones a month, which that will be around $10,000 a month or maybe more if you're flipping 100 phones a month. And number 3, it had to be profitable enough to actually replace your salary fast, right? So it had to be pretty fast, and it had to be able to replace your salary, which maybe you're making $5,000 a month, let's say that. So in this video, I'm giving you the complete blueprint on how to source the phones, how to sell the phones, and the exact process that I personally used myself to get to $10,000 profit a month with my personal phone flipping business, and the exact process that I've used for plenty of other people that helped them quit their 9-to-5 jobs and turn this into a full-time business themselves. So if you clicked on this video, chances are you've been curious about starting a side hustle for a long time, or you're already phone flipping and you're looking for the right system to actually scale this. And you're hoping this is finally the business that is simple enough and fast enough and low risk enough to actually work and help you make more money, right? So you're absolutely right. Phone flipping isn't some trend. It's a $10,000 a month vehicle, literally hidden in plain sight, like in everybody's faces. For years, like carriers and wholesalers have been making a shit ton of money off used iPhones. And the only difference now is you can cut the middleman out and grab that profit for yourself. Because over the past couple of years, the market has shifted a lot. And the old way of getting rid of a phone to like a pawn shop or carriers or trading into Apple, that is dying because individuals like us are taking control, and the reason it works is leverage. It's all leverage based. How I'm able to make so much money, right? At the end of the day, rich people have always used leverage, right? Like labor, capital, systems. In phone flipping, your leverage comes from buyers, private buyers, right? Private buyers, individual private buyers that buy phones in bulk, not people on Facebook Marketplace, not some random dude who wants to buy a phone to use it for himself, a wholesale buyer. Next thing is ads, and the next thing is systems. That's your leverage in phone flipping. You don't need a storefront. You don't need employees. You don't need to repair phones. You don't need a ton of cash. With the right process, one person could make a shit ton of money with this business very quickly, right? That's why this model works, and why I can confidently say that if you stick to the blueprint, you could realistically build a $10,000 a month phone flipping business very quick. I've seen people do it in just a couple months. Obviously, the more capital that you have to start out buying phones with, the quicker you're going to get to your goal. So it's not a case scenario of, am I gonna get to $10,000 or not? It's how fast am I gonna get to $10,000 or not? And that is based on your capital and the actual time and effort that you put into this. So how do we actually do it? So here's the exact plan, right? Every plan needs 3 parts. So you need a destination, so your financial goal. You need a vehicle, which is phone flipping, right? So now maybe if you look for a side hustle, now you have phone flipping. You've been looking for a vehicle, like maybe you've tried drop shipping or Amazon or trading or something. Those are the wrong vehicles. So now you have your vehicle, which is phone flipping. Number 3 is going to be the route. So the systems to get your first phones and sell your first phones, right? So part 1 is going to be the destination. So this is the first part to any sort of plan. Our target is obviously $10,000 a month. It could be different for everybody. Maybe that is being a little greedy for you, because maybe your 9-to-5 job is only paying you $3K a month, and in able to replace that, you need to make $4K a month, right? So your destination, everybody who's watching this, your destination could be very different. Your destination could be $5K a month. Your destination could be $6K a month based off, your bills and how much you're getting paid right now and everything like that. So you could live comfortably for yourself. Everybody is completely different, right? So let's just say $10K a month to make things simple. That's the number where mostly everybody could quit their job, pay their bills, and actually control their time. So it sounds super big, but if we break it down, to make $10,000 a month phone flipping, you don't need hundreds of deals. You just need to flip 100 phones a month with an average profit of $100 each. And believe it or not, that's very realistic, and that's it. Right? The only hard part is getting 100 phones a month, which I'm going to go over exactly how to do that. So your real goal isn't to build some massive business. It's just to focus on right now. It's just to get your first 10 phones. And that process that you did to get your first 10 phones, scale that. You have to scale that exact process. So part 2 is going to be your vehicle. So now that we know where we're headed, let's talk about your vehicle. So the proven phone flipping model. So honestly, over the past 2 years, I've been phone flipping and I've tested literally everything, like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, pawn shops, eBay, cold outreach, and some of those things work, but they're slow or they eat up your margins, right? So the fastest, most direct path to $10,000 a month is the cash for phones model. So you buy phones from local sellers who are in need of cash, and you sell them the same day or the next day to private buyers or wholesale buyers for profit. They're both the same thing. A private buyer and a wholesale buyer, they're both the same things, just different names. But here's the key. Focus on iPhones 12 and newer only, right? If you only have a couple $100 to start out, you could start lower. You could buy phones lower than that, like a iPhone X, iPhone XR, iPhone 11, stuff like that, iPhone XS. So if you only have a couple $100, start with that. But I'm talking to the people that at least have $1,000 to start, because that's the point where you could actually make shit happen and get started and get the ball rolling pretty quick if you have at least like $1,000. So here's the key. Focus on iPhones 12 and newer. They hold better value, they flip faster, and buyers are everywhere for those types of phones. Now, this is the one offer, one market strategy, right? So instead of trying to flip every gadget under the sun, you specialize in being the trusted iPhone buyer in your area. That's the reputation you want to build. A jack of all trades is a master of none, right? So stick with one offer, one market, and you could go from there. Once you got the iPhones down, you could go from there. Now, part 3 is going to be your route. So now, if you're a complete beginner, I'm going to go over this real quick. If you're not a complete beginner, stick around because I'm just going to go over this real quick. But part 3 is going to be the route. Now, how do you get your first 10 phones? So you've got 2 paths. And for those of you guys who are already phone flipping, you're probably just doing path 1, right? And that is probably why you're stuck. So let me get into path 1. So you've got 2 paths to get your first 10 phones. And realize I say this is what you should do to get your first 10 phones. This is not what you should do your whole entire, as your whole entire business for the next couple months. You should only do this to get your first 10 phones. So you have 2 paths. You have marketplace outreach. So reaching out to people on Facebook Marketplace, and you're checking Facebook Marketplace every 10 to 20 minutes, and you're lowballing, everyone you could find. Or you have paid ads. So running simple Facebook ads that are targeted to motivated sellers and funneling people directly to you, letting people know in your local area that you'll pay cash for your phone, cash for their phone, right? So for beginners, I recommend starting out with marketplace outreach. So it's free, it works fast, and it teaches you how to negotiate. It gets you go through the motions, right? Your job is super simple. You check marketplace like clockwork, every 10 minutes, and you lowball people and you try and scoop up deals before everybody else, right? Now, a lot of you people that are already phone flipping, you've been doing this for months. You should only be doing this to get your first 10 phones or your first 3 phones, honestly. So now, what I personally recommend, what I tell everybody that I've worked with, and the people that have gotten to 5K a month the quickest that I personally work with, and 6K a month the quickest, and 4K a month the quickest, what I recommend is once you start and once you've bought 2 or 3 phones from the marketplace outreach method, that's when you layer on the ads to scale, right? So letting deals come to you instead of you chasing them. Now, me personally, I've gotten to people to $5,000 profit their first month ever phone flipping. I've gotten people to $4,000 a month profit their first month phone flipping. I've gotten people to $2,000 profit a month their first month phone flipping. This is the exact thing that I do with every single one of them. I just have them start out on Facebook Marketplace and buy 2 or 3 phones so they get through the motions, kind of understand how this works, and then we layer on the ads and scale. That's all. A lot of you guys are only doing marketplace outreach for, the amount of months. I don't know how many months you've been in this business, but a lot of you guys are only doing that. That's why you're not scaling. That's why you're not getting to XYZ a month. That's why you're not able to quit your 9-to-5 job, because it's very unpredictable and very inconsistent, right? So you don't know if you're going to get a phone that next day or not, right? That's why you've probably been doing this for a little bit and you're not able to quit your job. But here's exactly why the process that I just told you, here's why it works, is because most people selling iPhones don't know the real value, or they just want quick cash. So that creates a massive knowledge gap, and you know what a phone is worth to a buyer, right? So they don't. So you know what a phone is worth to your wholesale buyer, because your wholesale buyer will have a price sheet of exactly what he buys phones for, or at least my wholesale buyer does, and they don't know what their phone is worth. So you profit off that gap. So especially phones that are locked and cracked, which you could sell to a buyer, like phones that are locked, cracked, blacklisted, phones that don't power on, you could sell those to a buyer, right? And that's your profit right there, because that's that knowledge gap. So here's the big picture: is your destination is $10,000 a month, your vehicle is phone flipping, and the route to get there is marketplace outreach for your first 2 or 3 phones, and then you're going to sell those phones back on Facebook Marketplace. Little key tip: if you're just starting out and you're going on Marketplace to buy your first 2 or 3 phones, go for unlocked phones, because those are going to sell. If you buy a carrier locked phone, you can't sell that on Facebook Marketplace, or a cracked phone, it's going to take too long to sell on Facebook Marketplace. So go for unlocked phones, and obviously a cheaper model would help, right? Because if you do something wrong, you're not going to lose a lot of money. So that's that. So the route is marketplace outreach for your first couple phones, and then you're going to layer in ads and also a private buyer network. So that's the exact blueprint. And the next step is this. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This takes work, and you'll be messaging people, you'll be negotiating, you'll be meeting up with people. But compared to any other business, this is hands down one of the simplest and fastest ways to actually start making real money. This is the only business I've done that has actually made real money. I've tried Amazon FBA, I've tried trade, I've tried a bunch of stuff, right? And none of them worked. This is the only thing that's actually worked for me personally. So the long-term play is really just getting your systems dialed, your ads dialed, building private buyer networks. And that's where you could stop being a worker and turn this into a full-time thing, and actually be a business owner that makes your own time, makes your own schedule, makes your own money and everything like that. So you control your time. And all this that we went over is exactly what I lay out in the program I offer. So if you guys want any help with this, like you want help with the scripts, how to do the ads, the step-by-step systems to get to your first $10,000 a month, or just even help you quit your 9-to-5 job, and also access to the wholesale buyers I personally sell my phones to, you could book in a one-on-one call with me. I'll pop a link in the description. You could book in a call with me if you want help with any of that. So if you want help just fast-tracking your success and not going through the mistakes, and you just want me to guide you there from somebody who's actually done it for themselves and done it for multiple other people, you can book in a one-on-one call with me. I'll help you out with this whole entire process, kind of speed everything up for you, and guide you through everything. So that's that. If you're ready to start or scale your phone flipping business, click the first link in the description. You can book a call with me, and if we are a good fit, I'll work with you one-on-one. And honestly, if I'm going to be real, the best time to start this was yesterday. And the second best time is right now. So don't wait on this. You've probably been waiting on starting something for a while. And yeah, because I've been in those shoes before. So don't wait on this. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today. So you can book in a one-on-one call if you want help getting this shit dialed in super fast, the right way, everything like that. So I'll see you guys later. I hope this provides some value for you.